ever woken up one day and thought, wait a second, why am I even doing all of this? I'm not talking about the big picture dream that you set as your goal years ago. I mean, like right now, in this moment today, what is really driving you to show up to your work, to even care about any of it? That question has hit me recently and honestly stopped me in my track just a few weeks ago. Because the truth is that your why doesn't stay the same forever. It evolves as you do. And if you don't pause and check in with yourself regularly, you can find yourself very easily running on autopilot, chasing something that doesn't even fit you anymore. Welcome back to this episode of Real Talk. I'm Dr. Asha Prasad, and today I want to share my own why with you, not the version I used to have, not the polished answer that, you kind of give at networking events or whatever it may be, but just the honest why right now. And as you listen, I want you to be thinking about your why, because your why is like your compass. It gives you the direction. And if it's off, even just a little, you end up somewhere that you never intended to be. And it takes a lot more effort and time to backtrack. This last little while, how many months now? Maybe a year and a half, if not a little bit longer actually now, I have been under a tremendous amount of transformation, personal growth, a lot of grief, a lot of loss, and just a lot of changes. Feeling like the rug has been taken out from under you. And still, on the other hand, pushing through, being busier than ever, and just trying to put on a smile and trying to get through everything that needs to get done, kind of going into that autopilot. And it was just a few weeks ago that I kind of felt like, wait a second, what am I doing? I need to hit the pause button. Why am I doing what I'm doing? When I started this work years ago, and when I'm talking about this work, I started originally only seeing patients in a clinical setting. And then it very quickly evolved into much more, helping people in a more coaching way. And then I went on to start writing books and start creating programs and doing talks and starting my podcast and starting my YouTube channel. And the list just kept on going on and on and on. And my why was pretty clear. I wanted to help people heal. I just wanted to help people using my knowledge, using my training, using my experience. I wanted to make a difference in people's lives. And part of it, to be honest with you, was about proving myself to myself that I could do it, that I could help people, that I could bring some kind of value, and proving that I could make it in doing it that way. That why has kept me going for a long time. Now, my why about helping people and wanting to inspire people has not changed very much, okay? That stays the same, but that why kept me going for a very long time. But eventually I noticed it wasn't complete. It wasn't lighting me up the same way. I don't know. Have you ever had that? Have you guys ever had that? Have you had the courage to stop and admit it to yourself or admit it to other people? Where the thing that used to excite you now feels heavy like a burden? That's when I realized my why had shifted, but I hadn't caught up with it yet because I was so busy being on autopilot that I was just like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? So my why right now looks like in this season of my life, these days, what drives me is connecting and creating real conversations, not surface level advice, not perfectly packaged answers, but real honest moments where someone listening feels less alone, feels that they can actually do something, that they have control over their lives. They can co-create their life. They can manifest what they want to. They can feel the way that they want to. That to me is very important. I want to be able to inspire people to heal themselves, to be a better version of themselves. When I sit down to record any of my podcasts, I imagine just that one person out there, maybe it's you, listening and nodding along because something clicks with them. And maybe you take one sentence, maybe you take one idea that I share, maybe it shifts you the whole day, but that's what keeps me showing up in my life in whatever it is that I'm doing. It's not about being perfect anymore. I used to really be worried about how people would perceive and how perfect it seemed or not perfect, and very conscious about a lot of different things. And it's not about being perfect. It's not about reaching millions of people. My why right now is about impacting through connection. Even if one person feels seen or heard, that's a success to me. Now, I wish I could say I always stayed connected to that why. But the truth is I don't. I'm human, just like everybody else. There are days when I am tired, I am distracted, or I get caught up in the comparison trap. Scrolling through social media thinking, well, they're doing more than me. They're doing much more. They're being able to communicate this better, and they're much further than me. And that's usually when I lose sight of my own why and start chasing someone else's. This is a trap that we all fall into. But the shift is every time I come back to my why, the real current one, and this is what happened to me a few weeks ago, I realized because of all my grieving, all my insecurities, all these things that were coming up because of all the losses that I've had recently, it's changed my life completely. I'm learning to look through a new lens. And it also reminded me that when the noise quiets down, you can really hear what's happening. The work feels lighter. Even on the hard days, it makes more sense again. And that's why I want this for you too, for those of you that are listening. Here's my challenge for you. Sometime today, take a quiet moment and ask yourself this question. If everything got stripped away, your title, your job, your achievements, your recognition, everything, what's the reason you still keep showing up? The answer in that is your why right now. Don't overthink it. It doesn't have to sound impressive to anybody. It doesn't have to be a permanent one either. It just has to be true for this moment of your life. Write it down, say it out loud, write it on a Post-it and put it on your mirror where you see it, because when you can name it, you can live it. Creating your why is what drives you. I have gone through so many different versions of my why of up until now. It's been amazing. And it wasn't till recently that in my vast amount of transformation now that's going on for myself personally and professionally, it made me realize that, I need to figure out what my why is right now in this moment. And it's okay that it's changed slightly. It's okay that I'm altering it, but it's going to keep me going. It's going to keep me showing up and keep helping creating the connection, sparking conversations, reminding you that you're not alone in figuring it all out. People are everywhere trying to figure everything out for themselves. We're all here working together, not against each other, but working together. I would love to hear your story. I would love to hear your why. Seriously, message me, share it in the comments, or just tell a friend. Saying it out loud gives it power. Thank you so much for being here today. This podcast is part of my why, and the fact that you're listening means more to me than you know. So thank you so much. Keep living your why, and until next time.